You have been there. A landscape built from memory and mist, the world of dreams. We walk through forgotten houses. We fall through endless skies. Most of it dissolves with the morning light, like salt in water. But some things remain. They follow us across the threshold of waking, a feeling, a color, and sometimes a presence, an animal. It is not an animal you saw in the waking world. It is more. Its fur is too dark. Its eyes are too wise. A wolf that watches you from the edge of a spectral forest. An owl whose silence is heavier than the night itself. A fox with a coat the color of autumn fire, its gaze holding a question you cannot understand. You wake, and you can still feel its eyes on you. You shake it off. It was just a dream. But the oldest traditions, the shamanic whispers from the dawn of humanity, they say otherwise. They say it is not you who dreams of the animal. It is the animal that dreams of you. This is the great secret of the dream walker, the spirit guide, the totem. The modern world calls them archetypes, symbols from the deep collective unconscious. The ancient world knew them by a simpler name, messengers. They are the original voice of our intuition, the part of our soul that still speaks the language of the earth. They do not come by accident. They come because we are lost. They come because we have forgotten how to listen. They come bearing a message we have desperately been trying to ignore. They are the bridge to the part of ourselves that is still wild, the part that has never been tamed by concrete and clocks. The bear is not just a beast. It is the archetype of deep introspection, of the power of the dark womb, the courage to be alone. The serpent is not just a reptile. It is the symbol of transformation, of shedding the old skin, of life, death, and rebirth in a single flowing line. The eagle is not just a bird. It is the archetype of divine perspective, the ability to fly above the small, confusing patterns of our lives and see the whole map. When one of these appears to you, relentlessly, in the theater of your mind, it is not a dream. It is in summons. Consider Lyra, the woman from the valley, the one who understood the old ways, the one who watched Elias, the cartographer, walk into the mouth of stillness. Since that day, she had changed. She had become quieter, more watchful, as if listening to two worlds at once. And in this new, thin place where she lived, the dreams began. It was always the same. A forest, but not her forest. It was covered in a deep, perfect blanket of snow. The air was sharp, and the silence was absolute. And in this silent white world, there was only one other living thing. A great horned owl. It perched on the branch of a skeletal black tree. It was enormous, larger than a man, its feathers the color of moonlit ice. It did not move. It did not hoot. It simply watched her. Its eyes were not the eyes of a bird. They were twin golden discs, deep and reflective, like ancient polished mirrors. In the dream, she felt no fear, only a profound, chilling sense of being seen, utterly, nakedly. Every secret, every small hope, every hidden grief laid bare under that unblinking lunar gaze. She would wake, not with a gasp, but with a single cold tear. The owl began to bleed into her waking life. A soft white feather would appear on her doorstep, though no such owls lived in the valley. Once at midday in the bustling market, she heard it, a single clear echoing hoot, and everyone else went on haggling, oblivious. The world had become a thinner veil. She started to know things. She knew a storm was coming 2 days before the sky darkened. She knew her neighbor's child was sick before the mother herself had realized. She knew which paths in the forest were safe and which ones were not. The owl was lending her its eyes. The old shamans would say the owl is the keeper of secrets, the navigator of the dark. It is the animal that does not fear the night because it sees through it. It represents wisdom, yes, but not the wisdom of books. It is the wisdom of the unseen. It comes to those who are standing at a crossroads in the dark, and it does not tell them which path to take. It simply gives them the ability to see the path for themselves. Lyra was confused. What secret was she meant to know? What darkness was she meant to navigate? She was a simple woman of the valley. She thought of Elias, of his frozen watch and his haunted, serene eyes. She thought of the mouth of stillness, that cold scar in the mountain. One night, she decided to stop being a spectator. She would not have the dream. She would enter it. She sat by her cold hearth, burning sage, letting the smoke guide her. She closed her eyes and called to it. The snow forest materialized. The silence was immediate, profound. She stood in the deep blue-white snow, and she waited. From the darkness between the trees, it came, not flying, but materializing, as if the night itself had gathered and taken its shape. The great horned owl. It landed on the black branch. It fixed its twin moon eyes on her. Lyra did not speak. She had learned from the owl. She simply stood, and for the first time she looked back. She did not flinch. She held its gaze. She accepted its silent judgment. She accepted the parts of herself that she kept in darkness. She accepted her connection to the strange, unseen world. A long, timeless moment passed. The owl, as if satisfied, spread its enormous, silent wings. The wind from their movement did not blow the snow. It blew through it. The world flickered. The snow forest dissolved. She was standing not in snow, but in the vast, cathedral-like chamber inside the mountain. The chamber with the still black pool. The owl was gone. But on the far side of the chamber, where Elias had fled, she saw a new passage, one he had missed. It was glowing with a soft silver light. She woke. Her heart was calm. She understood. The owl was not a warning. It was an initiation. Elias had touched the portal of time. The owl was showing her the portal of wisdom. It was telling her that her path was not to map the outside world, but to guard the inner one. The secret it held was her own. We have all felt it. A pull towards a certain creature, a kinship with the wolf, a respect for the bear, a curiosity for the spider. We are told they are just preferences, but the dreamwalkers say this is the ancestral self calling out. It is the part of our soul that remembers what it was like to be connected to the earth. The animal that appears in your dreams is a mirror. It is the archetype of your hidden strength, your forgotten wisdom, your necessary transformation. It is the part of you that refuses to be civilized, the part that knows the truth. It is not an intruder. It is a guide. It is your oldest, wisest self, taking a form you can understand, knocking on the door of your consciousness, and all it asks is that you be brave enough to look back.